10 of the world's biggest unsolved mysteries. Number 1 is Voynich manuscript. Named after the Polish-American collector bookshop Wilfred M. Voynich, who obtained it in 1912, the Voynich manuscript is a nitty-gritty 240-page book written in language or content that is totally obscure. Its pages are likewise loaded up with brilliant drawings of abnormal charts, odd occasions and plants that don't appear to coordinate any known species, adding to the interest of the record and the trouble of unraveling it. The first creator of the composition stays obscure, yet scientifically measuring has uncovered that its pages were made at some point somewhere in the range of 1404 and 1438. It has been classified the world's most baffling composition. Speculations flourish about the starting point and nature of the composition. A few, similar to antiquarian and craftsman Nicholas Gibbs, trust it was intended to be a pharmacopoeia, to address points in archaic or early current medication. In a new paper for the Times Literary Supplement, Gibbs composes that it's a reference book of chosen cures lifted from the standard compositions of the Middle Age period, a guidance manual for the well-being and prosperity of the more wealthy ladies in the public arena, which was perhaps customized to a solitary person. A significant number of the photos of spices and plants hint that it may have been some sort of course book for a chemist. The way that numerous outlines seem, by all accounts, to be of cosmic inception, joined with the unidentifiable organic drawings, has even driven some whimsical scholars to suggest that the book may have an outsider beginning. One thing most scholars concede to is that the book is probably not going to be a deception, given the measure of time, cash and detail that would have been needed to make it. Number 2 is cryptos. Cryptos is a baffling scrambled model planned by Krautsman Jim Sanborn which sits directly outside the base camp of the CIA in Langley, Virginia. It's so baffling, truth be told, that not even the CIA has totally deciphered the code. The model contains 4 engravings, and albeit 3 of them have been broken, the forward remaining parts subtle. Read what the initial 3 engravings state here. In 2006 Sanborn let slip that there are pieces of information in the principal engravings to the last one, and in 2010 he delivered another sign, the letters 6469 Night partially for encode the content Berlin. Number 3 is Beale ciphers. The Beale ciphers are a bunch of 3 ciphertexts that, as far as anyone knows, uncover the area of one of the most stupendous lost fortunes in U.S. history, a large number of pounds of gold, silver and gems worth generally $43 million starting at 2017. The fortune was initially acquired by a secretive man named Thomas Jefferson Beale in 1818 while prospecting in Colorado. Of the 3 ciphertexts, just the subsequent one has been broken, envisioned. Strangely, the U.S. announcement of independence ended up being the key, an inquisitive actuality given that Beale imparts his name to the creator of the Declaration of Independence. The broke content uncovers the region where the fortune was covered, Bedford County, Virginia, however its precise area is likely scrambled in one of the other uncracked figures. Right up till the present time, treasure trackers scour the Bedford County slopes burrowing, frequently wrongfully, for the plunder. Number 4 is facetos disc. The secret of the facetos disc is a story that seems like something out of an Indiana Jones film. Found by Italian classicist Luigi Pernier in 1908 in the Minoan castle site of Facetos, the plate is made of terminated mud and contains baffling images that may speak to an obscure type of hieroglyphics. It is accepted that it was planned at some point in the 2,000 years BC. A few researchers accept that the pictographs look like images of linear and nonlinear B contents once utilized in antiquated Crete. The lone issue. Directa likewise escapes decipherment. Today the circle stays quite possibly the most well-known riddles of archaic exploration. Number 5 is Shugborough inscription. Look from a far distance at the 18th century shepherd's monument in Staffordshire, England, and you may accept it as just an etched reformation of Nicholas Poussin's acclaimed painting, Arcadian Shepherds. Look nearer, however, and you'll see an inquisitive arrangement of letters, dos Vavn, a code that has evaded answers for more than 250 years. In spite of the fact that the personality of the code carver remains a secret, some have conjectured that the code could be a hint abandoned by the Knights Templar about the whereabouts of the Holy Grail. A considerable lot of the world's most prominent personalities have attempted to figure out the code unfizzled, including Charles Dickens and Charles Darwin. Number 6 is Tamam Shud case. Viewed as one of Australia's most significant secrets, the Tamam Shud case spins around an unidentified man discovered dead in December 1948 on Somerton seashore in Adelaide, Australia. Beside the way that the man would never be distinguished, the secret developed after a minuscule bit of paper with the words Tamam Shud was found in a shrouded pocket sewn inside the dead man's pants. It is additionally alluded to as Tamam Shud. The expression deciphers as finished or completed and is an expression utilized on the last page of an assortment of sonnets called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Adding to the secret, a duplicate of Khayyam's assortment was later discovered that contained the rote code, imagined, in it accepted to have been left by the dead man himself. Because of the substance of the Khayyam sonnet, many have come to accept that the message may speak to a self-destruction note of sorts, yet it remains uncracked, as does the case. Number 7 is the wow signal. One summer night in 1977, Jerry Emin, a volunteer for SETI, or the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, may have become the first man ever to receive an intentional message from an alien world. Emin was scanning radio waves from deep space, hoping to randomly come across a signal that bore the hallmarks of one that might be sent by intelligent aliens, when he saw his measurements spike. The signal lasted for 72 seconds, the longest period of time it could possibly be measured by the array that Emin was using. It was loud and appeared to have been transmitted from a place no human has gone before, in the constellation Sagittarius near a star called Tau Sagittarii, 120 light-years away. Emin wrote the words "wow" on the original printout of the signal, thus it's titled as the wow signal. All attempts to locate the signal again have failed, leading to much controversy and mystery about its origins and its meaning. In 2017, a team of researchers suggested the signal was a then unidentified comet. Number 8 is the zodiac letters. The zodiac letters are a progression of 4 scrambled messages accepted to have been composed by the acclaimed Zodiac killer, a chronic executioner who threatened inhabitants of the San Francisco Bay Area in the last part of the 1960s and mid-1970s. The letters were likely composed as an approach to insult writers and police, and however one of the messages has been unraveled, the 3 others, similar to the code at the lower part of this letter, remain uncracked. The character of the Zodiac killer additionally remains a secret, however no Zodiac murders have been recognized since 1970. Number 9 is Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones, once in a while alluded to as the American Stonehenge, is a rock landmark raised in Elbert County, Georgia, in 1979. The stones are engraved in 8 dialects: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese and Russian, each handing off 10 new charges for an age of reason. The stones additionally line up with certain galactic highlights. In spite of the fact that the landmark contains no encoded messages, its motivation and inception remain covered in secret. They were charged by a man who presently can't seem to be appropriately recognized, who passed by the pen name R.C. Christian. Of the 10 charges, the first is maybe the most dubious: keep up humankind under 500 million in ceaseless offset with nature. Many have taken it to be a permit to winnow the human populace down to the predetermined number, and pundits of the stones have called for them to be annihilated. Some trick scholars even accept they may have been planned by a Luciferian mystery society requiring another world request. Number 10 is wrong orongo. Wrong orongo is an arrangement of secretive glyphs found composed on different ancient rarities on Easter Island. Many accept they speak to a lost arrangement of composing or proto-composing and could be one of only 3 or 4 autonomous creations of writing in mankind's set of experiences. The glyphs stay undecipherable, and their actual messages, which some accept could offer clues about the confounding breakdown of the sculpture building Easter Island development, might be lost for eternity.